Hi, this is Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative, and the project I'm sharing today is a pretty easy and relatively quick Valentine using a Silhouette Cameo design as well as a bunch of Elizabeth Craft Designs products that come together to make this really pretty and glittery Valentine. So this design, this love heart, I got from the Silhouette Studio Design store, and you can see what's left on the mat are the letters, and what's cut out are the letters. So we have the negative space of the letters, and then I'm going to take the middles out of the O's and the E's from that, what's left on the mat. And so that leaving it on the mat made that really easy to do. Now I did cut that out using one of the dies from the Fitted Squares dies set. I'm not sure I really needed to do that, and it would be pretty easy to just kind of cut it into a square by yourself. Just leave enough space around the outside of that love design that when you cut it out as a heart, you have the appropriate amount of sort of white space around the edge. Now here's the important part. I'm using some Elizabeth Craft Designs 6x6 adhesive sheets, and I'm adhering it down to the back of the die with the adhesive side up. So the openings in those letters have adhesive in them now. And so now I'm taking my tiny tweezers and I'm using that to pull the centers out of the O's from the design that are left on my mat, and the E's as well, to fill those in, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glitter in all the openings on that heart shape. So I need to get the centers back into the letters so you can read the words before I put the glitter back in. And this honestly was the most time consuming part of this whole project. It took, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to put them all back in, but really it was not that bad. And that was really the toughest part of the whole thing. So ultimately not too hard. So I've got 3 colors of silk microfiber glitter here. This is Copper Rose, and I am going to sort of sprinkle this on here randomly and tap it off. And then I'm going to hold it from behind and burnish it down pretty well with my finger. Like I'm really rubbing on that pretty hard to get it burnished in, and it also makes it extra sparkly. And then I'm just tapping the excess from my coffee filter back in, and then I realize, oh wait, I have extra on my paper. So I grab a brush and I kind of clean that off and put it back into the container as well. And so the nice thing about these sheets is that like the glitter sticks really well to the adhesive, but it does not stick to anything else. So it's super easy to do. This is Solar Gold, and I did purposely kind of blend it together in a few letters down towards the bottom of the heart, which I kind of like that look. I like mixing up my glitters, so it gets kind of a funky ombre effect going. And again, it just burnish it down real well with my finger, and it gets all sparkly. And then you just brush the excess off with like a random soft brush, and then a Swiffer cloth comes in very handy as well to pick up any excess. And this is the last color, which is True Red. Again, just burnishing it down really well. This one, after I burnished, it seemed like it didn't have enough on it, so I did add a second coat. Not 100% sure it really made a difference, but it felt like it did, so I did it, and it looks really, like the red is really fun in there with the gold and that coppery, that sort of pinky coppery color. It looks really, really pretty. And there you can kind of see how it all just sticks really nicely onto the words and not anywhere else, and creates a really, really fun, pretty sparkly effect in that die cut. So really, really fun. That's kind of the star of the show for this card. So I did cut it out. I don't have any heart dies, so I used my scissors to do it. And basically I just eyeballed the distance between the outside edge of the letters and where I was cutting to kind of try to keep it even all the way around. Is it 100% perfect? Probably not, but close enough. And then the back of those adhesive sheets, once you pull the back off of it, it's also a sticker, so I just stuck some fun foam on the back, and then any place where it was still sticky, I used baby powder with a brush and just stuck it in between the fun foam to take the stickiness off. And that's a really good tip if you didn't know how to do that before. It works really well. It's an easy way to turn stickers into just plain non-sticky things too, just for your knowledge. And then the backing of my entire piece is this white piece of paper that I cut from these dotted scallop squares die set. And then this is some soft finish cardstock in pewter that I cut to 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. And then I'm going to just adhere that heart down on top with the foam underneath it that gives it a little bit of dimension. And now I'm going to be using some Elizabeth Craft Designs glitter dots. These are the red and gold versions. I have not used glitter dots before, but I have seen Els do it many times on the Elizabeth Craft Designs videos, and they always looked really cool. So I was like, oh, this would be a great time to use this. So I decided I would try them out, and man, they are really fun. They come in different sizes. So each row has like 2 or 3 of each size, and you just kind of vary them by choosing the different sizes, and I'm just randomly putting them around in ways that, you know, seem to look good. And the nice thing is if you stick them down kind of lightly at first, you can pick them up and move them. At least I could on this. If it seems like your placement is a little bit off, it was really easy to kind of move them around when I needed to. And then once you just kind of stick them down really well, they stick really nicely. And that cardstock has like almost a leather texture to it, so these glitter dots kind of look like studs on leather, so it's kind of fun. And you can see I used a lot of them, but I only used up like two and a half rows maybe of that entire sheet, so man, those are gonna last me forever. Now I wanted to have the card base fit inside the scalloped edges. I didn't want anything to show behind the scallopy edges, so I cut the card base to 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then, you know, it was 4 3/4 by 9 1/2, and then I folded it in half to create the 4 3/4 square card, and then I just stuck it onto the back with some HG gun, and that was a really super simple, easy way to turn this into a really fun. It's about a 5 by 5 inch card, and that is the completed project. And I think it's really like fun and sparkly, but yet kind of gender neutral. Like the gray kind of tones it down, but then the sparkle makes it kind of fun. So could work for, I think, either a man or a woman. And it was really, really easy and pretty quick to put together. And there you can see where sort of the glitter kind of combines on some of those letters and makes a really fun ombre kind of effect. So I hope I've given you a little inspiration for kind of an easy, glittery way to make a Valentine this February. Thanks so much for watching. As always, you can find a supply list linked in the video description below or out on my blog. If you liked the video, I'd love it if you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at blacksheep303. And I always love to get comments, so please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much and have a great day.